Hey guys, so today we're going to do something a little bit different here. We've been having issues with this whole Corona, COVID, whatever you want to call it thing. It's getting hard to get out and, go to different places because everything is getting shut down right now. So I know I've been getting a lot of comments about it over the year. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you or give a few pointers or whatever about the probing technique that I use in a lot of my videos. So just for ease of this, we have to do it in my yard because everything's shut down right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop a plug. I'm gonna dig it about an inch or two deep, and I'm gonna seed this quarter that I found this year already. And so we're just gonna put that down there and use that as our example. So we'll get started. Slide that in there and kind of pack it down in and close the plug.
You dork. Are you having fun? Do you feel like you're like a ninja?
No. I need a mower really bad though. Before you just grab any screwdriver, just have at it. One of the first things you want to do is, you can kind of see it on this one here, how my tip is rounded instead of flat and squared off. You want to round it off because then you can get rid of those real sharp edges so you have a less chance of nicking it. How I do it is I go out to like, concrete or something like that. And I mean, if you have a concrete driveway, you can do that. If you're at Walmart, you can do that. Do it at, the hardware store, parking lot, whatever, wherever you feel like it. You can just grab it and then just take it and put it on the ground, kind of at an angle so it sits like that. And then just keep, going back and forth and, twist it back and forth like that once in a while. And just keep checking it every once in a while, and eventually it'll kind of round off. I can see I need to do it a little bit more here again because it's kind of got a point to it. But that's how you do it with the screwdriver. I'm sure there's many other ways. If you have like a wheel grinder, you do it really fast that way. You can also do a brass probe, which, brass is softer than whatever steel or pot metal, whatever it's made out of. So brass, you have less chance of nicking it, but when you finally find it, you can't really pry that coin up out of the ground. It'll just kind of bend the brass. So little pointer on that. You want to get one that's, the shaft is going to be about, 6, 7, 8 inches. You're not really going to be probing that deep per se, but that gives you your room for leverage. When you get down that far, you still got room for leverage on it. So you can use, if you don't have a pinpointer, you can pinpoint with your metal detector. If you don't have that, there's other ways. Like if it's a double D coil, you can kind of do the double D jig, whatnot, to help pinpoint the area where it's at. If you have a pinpointer or your metal detector has a pinpointer, that's really nice because then you can just turn it on, and if it's within the first 2-3 inches, it'll beep at you. So I'm getting a solid tone right there, so I know it's there. I know it's gonna be right in this area. If you don't know, you can still go around, but just go real lightly. And I don't know if the camera's gonna pick the sound up. I'm hoping it does, but when you hit, you can kind of hear it. I'll hit it harder because I know it's a junk coin, so just to give an example, you can kind of hear that twang at your twang, that little ting.
It almost sounds like you're hitting a rock, but it's also not a rock. You can hear that.
Yeah, and you can feel it in in the handle.
Mm-hmm. And after a while of doing this, you're gonna get better at it too. Exactly.
It's just like digging plugs. It takes practice, and after so long, you'll get it figured out. And so I'm hitting it right here. So I'm gonna go over just a little bit, and I'm still hitting it. And now I'm I can go all the way down, and I'm not hitting it. So I know I'm on the side. So then all you do is you just kind of give it a little pop up. And sometimes the coin will come with, other times it's still down in the hole, but you can do that. Most of the time the coin comes with versus staying in the hole. Now I don't know if I, you know, scratched it this time or earlier or whatever, but I mean right there when I was hitting it harder, you can see the markings right there on the back of his head. And there's a scratch there. I don't know if that's from just now or when I pulled it out of the ground earlier, but
that's why you want to be gentle.
That's why, yeah, exactly. That's why you got to be gentle with it. That's why some people prefer the brass over just a regular screwdriver. And, you know, I mean, normally it looks better than this. This one kind of fell apart because I just popped the plug and seated it right in front of you guys.
Usually, if you guys have watched any of our other videos, usually when you do the probing method and you prop it out, it just creates a little pocket just about the size of the coin to come out. So, but yes, as he said, because we seeded it before, it was a little messier than it normally is.
But, you know, that's one way, you know, one way to it. You know, there's multiple different techniques to do, you know, how to do it, you know, what size of screwdriver or brass probe or anything like that that you can use. You know, I personally don't go any deeper than 2 to 3 inches doing the probe technique, because normally you're just going to end up digging a hole about that big around to get it out. So if it's much more than 2 to 3 inches, grab your trusty lash, or if you don't have one of these, we have a link down below where you can purchase one off of, I believe, Amazon. But if you don't have one of these and you can't afford it or you can't justify the money, you know, the cost of it, you know, you can use like a dollar store garden
That's what we did for a while.
That's what I did for just about a year. The only problem with that, the only problem with that is they're not made as nice. I went through 2 shovels my first couple months. No, I went through more than that.
Yeah, and you welded them together again.
But I kept welding and welding and welding and welding and welding until there was nothing left to weld anymore.
And then we invested in a higher quality garden shovel, and that still didn't last. It lasted longer, but not.
It lasted longer, but it didn't last as long.
But this is solid.
I can't tell you how many thousands of holes I have dug with this. I mean, you can see it's getting abused. But I mean, it's held up really well. I mean, the only welds on it is just right here around the handle, and they do a great job at it. And so yeah, I've been real pleased with this. I think it's like $30 or something like that. 40 bucks. Yeah, I love it. And then another nice thing about the probe technique is it's easier to get permission sometimes using the probe, because some people are afraid when they see even just this little garden trowel, well, lash, but I'm just gonna call it a garden trowel. But you know, sometimes people get scared when they see that because they're like, oh, they're gonna be digging big holes. Or if you have, you'll have like a T-handle lash or whatever you want to call it.
Shovel.
Yeah, people get scared of that. So I mean, sometimes it's like, you know, if you just tell them that, you know, you do a probe technique, you're not digging any holes, you're just gonna, you know, poke around the ground to find it, and then when you're done, it just leaves a small little hole. You can fill it, you know, flip it right over, push it back together, whatever, and you can't see it was there. I mean,
there's just so many pros to it, you know.
There really is.
It's less work and less mess and, you know, less disturbance. And
that's one of the things I really love about the probe technique. I decided to do one with a brighter handle because if you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know I lose them all the time. So with a brighter handle, it's easier to see it laying on the ground than if you just had, like, you know, say a green colored handle
or brown
or black or anything like that. So that's why I prefer the brighter colored ones. And you don't need anything real massive for a point. I mean, they're pretty strong. So I mean, if you're bending them, pulling something out, which you may do depending on how big of an item you're going for, you know, they're easy to bend back together, or they're cheap to replace. So just to recap, all you need is a cheapo screwdriver. You don't need anything fancy, you don't need anything big, just nice and small, about, you know, 6, 7, 8 inch shaft on it. Around the tip off, I normally don't go any more than 2 to 3 inches, so about, you know, I'd say about in there. Because much more than that, you might as well just be digging a plug. Because to be able to get the leverage and all that to get it out, you're going to be creating a bigger area than you would just trying to plug. And you know, just like doing this, practice at home, practice in your yard. No one's going to know. You know, the nice thing about this is even if you just go out and you're just, you know, messing around, you're poking the ground, you're aerating your grass. So it'll help your grass grow nice and long, like
the dandelions.
Like this is here. So just like us, you'll be able to call a farmer and have him come out and bale your yard. So that's a plus. Yeah. You know, as always, if you guys have any questions, you know, if I missed anything, you know, let us know in the comments down below. Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
Email.
You can do. Email.
Mail.
Yeah, mail. Snail mail even. Still accepting that. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you have any questions, reach out, let us know. If we missed anything, let me know. I'll touch on what I can, and if I don't know, I'll do my best to figure it out for you guys. But and then, you know, with the whole lockdown thing in place, if you guys have any ideas of other places we could try,
or things we can, videos we can do,
videos we can do, or anything, let us know. We'll give it thought, give it a shot. And if we like your idea, we'll drop your name in the video and
give you credit for it. We're desperate.
And you know, we'll sweeten the pot. We'll even send you a couple stickers. But so yeah, until next time, just keep beeping, take all the trash with you, and don't be afraid to try something new.